In this video, we'll discuss this IELTS Writing Task 2 essay question. In many countries nowadays, consumers can go to a supermarket and buy food produced all over the world. Do you think this is a positive or negative development? I'll break down this question, discuss useful vocabulary, and provide a sample essay response. Let's start. First, let's look at some synonyms we can use to make our essay more advanced and avoid repetition. Understand that certain synonyms work in some contexts. International market is not a synonym of world, or grown is not always a synonym of produced. But in the context of this question, these work. So some synonyms that can help you write this essay are on your screen. Next, we'll explore various points that can be used in the essay. We'll discuss a range of positives and negatives, but keep in mind that you don't need to use all of these points in your essay. In fact, focusing on 3 to 4 well-developed points is usually more effective. We'll go over this in more detail later in the video. Let's start with the first positive point, which is increased variety and choice. That is, if you're getting food from all over the world in your local market, you have more choice. In the sentences given on screen, notice the sentence beginner, one significant benefit of international food trade is. Instead of this, you could write, there are many benefits of international food trade. Firstly, the unparalleled variety it offers to consumers. With this sentence beginner, we have combined the topic sentence and the first point in a single sentence. We have also included examples in this point. We can elaborate this point by including that this also results in getting seasonal fruits and vegetables throughout the year, which means we have more nutritious options. The second point is economic benefits. Because there is import and export of food products happening, it helps in economic growth of the countries involved. Next point is enhanced food security. Food security means having enough safe and nutritious food for everyone to live a healthy life. There are certain countries where, due to different reasons, there may be shortage of food. So if there is global food trade, it can enhance food security. Another positive could be cultural exchange. Food and local cuisines are a big part of the culture of that region. With cuisines becoming global, we are able to break down the cultural barriers. Another positive is the health benefits. For example, there are certain foods which are known as superfoods because they are very rich in nutrients. So if such food items are grown in one country and we are able to get them in another country, it could result in improved health outcomes. Let's move on to the negatives. One big negative is increase in carbon footprint. When food items are transported from one place to another, fuel is used, which means large amounts of CO2 is emitted. Another negative of this is that local farmers are affected. If people choose to eat things which are grown in other countries and regions, the local farmers may face financial hardship. Another possible negative is the quality of the imported products. Although we did discuss that sometimes there could be nutritional benefits of getting imported food, sometimes the quality standards are not good enough. Another possible negative is cultural loss. In positives, we talked about cultural exchange. That is, we are able to understand culture of other countries. However, it could lead to what is known as cultural homogenization. That is, local cultures becoming similar to global or dominant cultures. Let's quickly review the typical format of an IELTS essay. It generally includes an introduction, 2 or more body paragraphs, and conclusion. Remember, the specific content and number of body paragraphs will vary based on the points you choose to discuss. This format will help you structure your essay effectively. The introduction or the first paragraph starts with a general statement. Then we paraphrase the question, that is, write the question in different words, and then we write the thesis statement. Let's start by working on the general statement and paraphrasing. The general statement should introduce the main idea of the essay question. This question is about the ability to buy food from different countries. One way to write a general statement is by discussing how shopping trends and choices have evolved recently. Another approach is to mention globalization, which is the reason that we have a trend where we can buy food produced all over the world at our local supermarkets. Finally, you could also refer to consumerism as a driving force behind these changes. Now let's work on the thesis statement. This statement mentions what is discussed in the body paragraphs. If you are focusing only on positive or negative aspects, you can state your opinion directly. For example, if you believe the trend is positive, you might say, "In my opinion, it is a positive development." Similarly, if you are focusing only on negatives, you mention it in the thesis statement. If you are discussing both sides, you should mention that the essay will cover both positives and negatives. A strong thesis statement highlights the specific points that you will use in your body paragraphs, and it clearly indicates your stance. After this, we start with the body paragraphs. If you are writing an essay with only positives, you could include 2 to 3 positive points. You can mention the variety and choice consumers have, the economic benefits, and how it enhances cultural exchange. And then clearly mention in the conclusion that this is a positive development. Similarly, you could write an essay which focuses only on negatives. So in your body paragraphs, you write the negative points, and then in the conclusion, you clearly mention that it is a negative development. Another way to write this essay is that you mention both positives and negatives, but your essay has either more positive than negatives or more negatives than positives. So you could write 2 or 3 positives and 1 negatives, or 2 or 3 negatives and 1 positive. And then in your conclusion, you mention that there could be some concerns, but there are a lot of advantages, so it is a positive development. Or you could say there could be some benefits, but there are a lot of negatives, so it is a negative development. Another way to approach this essay is again to write both negatives and positives. For example, you write 2 positives and 1 negative, but then you address the negative point by saying that it is a minor issue compared to the many positives. Or you could propose a solution to the negative that you have mentioned. This is a more advanced way of writing this essay as compared to the other ways we have discussed in this video. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helps you understand how to structure your IELTS essay, whether you're focusing on positives, negatives, or a mix of both. Remember to clearly present your points and support them with examples. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more IELTS tips. See you next time. All the very best.